What socks am I wearing? Black ones. You must know the sock story. Wait, there's actually a road up there as well. You and your 23Zs are back. You're still not renamed. Always wear black socks. Life is so much easier when you have a drawer full of identical socks. Did you ever find your other slipper? Yeah. Do I need fuel? We've got 663 litres left. Blimey. Yeah, you don't normally have two highways like this. This is like weird. It's more than half a tank, isn't it, Audi? We've only got 660 left. I think we started with almost 1400. $30 miles per gallon realistic for a truck? No. Not at all. Looking more like 7 or 8, depending on the truck. Ooh. Your mother bought you socks for Christmas, 6 socks in the pack, not a single one matched. Straight in the bin. Petrol Offici, I think it said. You won't be getting any P3D camp routes. I uninstalled it, man. X-Plane and DCS are the only ones I have. Wait, King Awesome, is that even a thing? Buying used socks, is that actually a thing? I've never bought used socks in my life. That's just... what? Some people use eBay, but not to sell... You can't sell underwear second hand. Socks or... You just can't. Just no. What the heck? Well, Karku, if you've not played X-Plane recently, you might be surprised. What was a reference P3D? I uninstalled P3D. I've got X-Plane 11 and I've got DCS World. And they're my 2 flight sims going forward. Use P3D for big airliners and X-Plane for GA. Yeah, Matty, but I can't be bothered to try and keep up P3D up to date as well as X-Plane and DCS and all the other stuff. It's just too much work, so I picked a platform and that's it. Uh-oh. Right, I'm fed up with you. Go away. It's like I'm indicating and he's just going, no, I'm not letting you in. Wait, isn't that lane that... What? Isn't that the lane that just went right? What the heck? So I didn't need to change lane after all. Yeah, Matty, I'm cool some people like P3D, some people like X-Plane, some people like both. For me, it was just more of a practical aspect. I've got nothing against P3D. I just want to pick one platform. And I like X-Plane. That's it. I killed an innocent AI. Oh no! P3D is a pain at times. That's very, very true. I find X-Plane's, like, one of the reasons I like it is it's a little bit more kind of modular and easy to kind of change its behavior. You can see where files are stored. I understand how it works under the hood kind of thing. Whereas P3D is a little bit of a black box to me. GTA is the best flight sim, yeah. Very realistic flight model. Well, X-Plane 10's user interface used to be horrible. Like, the options and configuration was just horrible, but they did a lot of work on that. For 11, it's a lot better. Particularly around controller assignments, and 10 used to be nasty. But 11's so much better for that. Sakaya discovered. I've not played it since 9, blimey. And it's changed a lot then. They're starting to, like, well, they're basically ripping out OpenGL as well. So it's starting to perform a lot better. With this kind of Vulkan work they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Need to get off FSX at some point, just not P3D. Can't really explain. Yeah, I mean, if you're on FSX a lot, P3D is the natural like the natural path. More than X-Plane. But you have to buy a lot of your stuff again, that's the downside. Don't know why they want that delivering here. But that's what they're paying for. Pringle! I thought this deserved a delivery. You will know what I mean when I say he has done it. A great oh, dude! Pringle, I need... Is there a way I can watch a clip of it? There must be a clip of it somewhere. It must have gone down amazingly. Pringle, on the night that he did that, I'm going to get level 100 Pringle. So I'm going to get my own century. I think next journey we might hit level 100, you know. Now we can start taking some different jobs. I think we'll make it the morning, and then I think I might refuel before the next job. Vincent Timber. That sounds like a D&D character. Perhaps he wields an axe. Like an axe fighting dwarf called Vincent Timber. Freeheims, thank you for a year. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Zilia, actual Sunday mornings with the Nut House is a great start to my day. What was that USB sound? Oh, USB Windows Defender. Zia, thank you, dude. Enjoy the Twitch, baby. D&D, I used to play a lot of AD&D, specifically King Gorson. I used to play a lot of AD&D. I love role-playing. It's really fun. With the right people, I might add. Which one should we hit? These are a bit of a rubbish jobs, aren't they, eh? That one takes me back up the same road. That one is probably the best one. Everything else just seems to take us back where we're going. Look. Why is there nothing going? I don't get this job engine. It generates all these jobs here, but doesn't generate anything here. I don't get it. When the job engine is making jobs, why doesn't it, like, factor in direction? I don't understand. I'm going to go through another night cycle and see if we get a better result. It should make sure you've got a variety of jobs in different directions and of different lengths. That's all you want in life. So, despite what my job limit is, my length limit, I think, is about 700 Ks. Or is it now? Is it set? What's that job length limit command? There you go. Job distance limit. Job distance limit. Yeah, the limit that I want the job engine to have on the distance of my jobs. Default, -1. I have it set to 700. That means the job engine does not generate any job longer than 700 kilometers drive. 2,853. Now you tell me, how on earth you code a job engine to not filter that? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. That one is. 700, 663, these are all fine. But that one rogue one just goes off the charts. And that has been in the game forever. It's never been fixed. Right, we could go east with chimney systems. We could go southeast with lumber. Do you want to go to Edern or Castamonu? No, it does work mostly, King Awesome, but you always get this kind of rogue one. You'll get, like, all the jobs are under the limit, and then one that just goes to the moon. It's weird. Who said it's in kilometers, Tommy? Oh, I'm sorry, is it in potatoes? I didn't realize. Oh, if it's 700 potatoes, then yeah, that's probably right then. The first one, this one. Let's take that one then. $700 is just a value. They're all just values. Look. G underscore job distance. What's that, Tommy? What's that value? Job distance. That's 1.13741. What do you think that represents? Did I just take the wrong job? I don't know. Did I? Let's have a look. Lumber. Yes, I did. Just wait. On to that one. What was the other one then? Oh, that one. Yeah, good spot. What's -1? Infinite. -1 it represents to be limitless. In other words, if the value is less than 0, it considers it to be limitless.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
Well, one potatoes probably averages about what? 10 centimeters? So 700 times 10 centimeters. That's your job distance limit. Hopper, thank you for 2 months. Thanks. Polska. The dash map mode that you're using. It's a mod. Try it yourself, Tommy. Literally, try it yourself, mate. I'll tell you how to do it, Tommy. Bring up your console, do G_set job limit, and set it to like 200. And then either sleep for a couple of days, or just use the set time thing, which is easier. Skip time forward a couple of days. You can even just do reset job market if you want. Just have it generate all the jobs again, and go and look at them. And you'll find that almost all of them are like under 200Ks, and then there'll be one that just goes to the moon. And then try something else. Try making it 500 or 400. You'll see, it is directly relates to the number of kilometers. The length of the job that you drive. Not the sea part of it, if you're taking a ferry, the actual drive distance. I've not been to the moon. Very few people have. And some people think we've never been there. Need an extra weekend to fit them. We've got options on this. Blue or yellow? I think yellow's going to work better with our green truck. Yeah, the moon's like a Pringle, it's just like flat. It's just facing us. It's like one of those disco crisps. Kieran, 9024, thank you for 30 months. Back again. Welcome back, Kieran. Yeah, the slider option, Tommy, the slider option controls G_set job length, not job length limit. There is no UI option to control job length limit. I don't know why, but there isn't. The only one that you're seeing in the slider is the job length, which is basically, it's not even a real number. It's like an indicative, it's like a weighting. It's like an indicative number to steer the job engine over what average job length you want, going up to your limit. Yeah? Think of it like a bell curve. I know at the top end is the limit that you set, and the bell curve will sit roughly where you weight it based on that slider, or the number. The preferred job length number. That's a different value, but the limit is the limit. It sets the top end. If you put it to -1, there'll be no limit. Bell curves are flat. The moon's made of cheese. Everybody knows that. You set it to 700 and got jobs in the range of 500. What you set what? Which value, Tommy? And did you flush the job market through? So ask yourself this question. Has your driver, look at your driver's skills and make sure your driver can drive jobs that long, right? Because your job limit is also limited by your skill level of your driver. So make sure the skill of your driver is fully unlocked before you do the test. Otherwise, you'll get weird results. Right, so the job distance is a weighting. So every time you make a change, you have to completely flush the job market through. The easiest way to do it is either to sleep a few days or do the reset profile trick. Yeah? Alright, so if your level's 200, you're fine. But anybody else that's trying this is what I'm saying. D-Casper, welcome back. Do I need to be in the left lane? Eek. Who's back, Beaker? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, didn't see that. Oof. Only just caught that. Why does the command control the slider if it's not the same? Tommy, when that value came out as a slider, I asked the same question in the video. I do not know. I do not know, Tommy. It's a bit weird. I don't understand why the other one is not in the UI. I don't get why the limit is not in the UI. The preferred job length is just like this slider that nobody really... Like, when you look at it, it doesn't explain what it does. There's no tooltip next to it that says, well, if you put this on this will happen. There's none of it. There's just no explanation. And then under the HUD, you've got this limit value that you can't see. What do you mean the limit does not exist? Red Devil, the limit exists. It's a command setting. I just did it. It's just not in the UI. It's fake news. Whoa. These 40k slip roads really catch me out. The brain is smoking. Oh, it's a math joke, got you? No, they didn't remove it, Abraham. It's the other way around. It's the other way around, actually. They added... The preferred job length was not in the game until, I can't remember, a few versions ago. So that was added. But the limit was not added. And I never understood why. You've got two values that control how the job market generates things. And one of them is in the UI and the other one isn't. And the one that they put in the UI doesn't translate to anything. It's like, it's not quantitative. You can't quantify what it does. It's just a weighting. But they don't tell you that. Ross Gray, thank you for subbing. Welcome to the Net House, Ross Gray. So they didn't take anything out, they just didn't put that one in. You can't wait to be able to roll down your can window. Steve GT, I'm all for you saying things in chat, but just try and make something that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Brufo. You slide the slider until you feel like it's doing something you want, but you won't see the effects of it until the job market's flushed through. And there is no option in the game to reset the job market, I don't think. Unless they snuck one in somewhere. What feature would I like to see in the game? I don't really know. Yeah, left, it will prefer shorter jobs. Right, it will prefer longer jobs. That's a weighting I was talking about, Tommy. But if I know that I want... Let's say, Tommy, that I want jobs. Whenever I drive, I want jobs that are like 400 or 500 Ks because, you know, I find that length quite nice for a job. I have no way of setting that. I can't tell the engine to do that. I have to just slide the bar until I start seeing jobs after a few days that kind of feels right. It's just guesswork. And that's why I like shorter jobs, Tommy. So I basically come to the console and set the limit to 700, and then I'll set my weighting and I'll end up with like 500-600k jobs. But imagine for all the drivers who don't know about the console and they don't know about these settings, they have no way of controlling this. Can you make it rain in the game? Yep. Do set weather... Can never remember which way around this is. You set the weather to 1 and or 0 and it goes sunshine or rain, one of the two. One is rain, there you go. So if you set it to 0, you get sunshine. Set it to 1, you'll get full-on rain. Ariga, thank you for 51 months. You still don't get that it's in kilometers. It's in whatever... Okay, Tommy. Maybe I misled you slightly there. It's in whatever unit your job engine is using. So if you click on a job and it says 700 kilometers or it says 700 miles, whatever that unit is, the limit will be using that unit. Yeah, well, there's no seasons in the game, Brufo, because they'd have to retexture everything. So it doesn't allow any seasons at the moment. The only way you can get seasons in the game is to get a mod that changes the textures in the game and also messes about with the day-night cycles. Chuck, yeah, it's more of a display thing, to be honest. Like, the way that it's done, yeah. Like, the scale of the map is the scale of the map, and it's still going to take you a certain amount of time to travel so many units in the game. Whether it labels it as kilometers or miles, it's just a simple translation. Jeez, man. This is is why I don't like undertaking. It's dangerous. Got a helicopter though? Personally, you can't wait for a full-on sci-fi mod, Martian Truck Simulator. You might wait a while for that. It took you 3 hours in real life to drive from West France to Moscow in this game. The trouble with driving to Moscow is that long road that goes towards Moscow is very kind of dull. Thank you, Bukin. The next truck game is probably World Truck Sim. Nah, the next truck game is Alaskan Truck Simulator, closely followed by, what's that other one called? On the Road. Tommy, the best suggestion I have for you is play around with it, come to your own conclusion. But I think we can both agree, Tommy, that 2,800 kilometers should not have been in there when I've limited to 700. On the Road isn't very good. No, I can't honestly see it being very good. But then I can't really see Alaskan Truck Sim being that good either. But we'll see, right? Actually, is On the Road a released game yet, or is it early access, or what? I've not actually looked at Steam for a while for that one. Also, is there a release date for Alaskan Truck Sim? I'm not liking this lane drop-off, it reminds me of the UK. Still waiting, wow. Oh yeah, Truck Driver, yeah. On the Road is released. Is it really, Chris? Did anybody notice? Oh my god. What's in early access? Presley, what is? How can it be 40k's here? Did you see that? It went to 40k's for like 100 meters then. On the Road. On the Road is early access. Oh dear. Are there actually any good new simulators? Well, Satisfactory yesterday was pretty decent. I think the best hope at the moment lies in the Bush Sim Pilot one, which I'm hoping to get a review of soon. Well, not a review, but I hope to show you some footage from it. Dead Stick, yeah. So I was talking to like Chris, the guy who's developing Dead Stick. I had a chat with him last week. Hopefully this week I'll get to actually get on Discord and have a chat with him about it. I'm kind of hoping he'll let me have some footage as well, or at least ideally let me play it, even if it's just to make a video or something, but I want to see where it's at. But Dead Stick I think will be a nice game when it's done. You think Skylands could do with making a 2 to 3 player multiplayer? Nah. They won't do that, King Awesome. You can't. That would have to have been built in from the start of the game. You can't just bolt that on. What do you think SEO will do next for ETS2? Map expansions and... I don't know. I don't know. I honestly can't predict because they don't have a roadmap. It's just pure guesswork. Like, you would hope the Renault Range T is going to come pretty soon. They seem to be hinting at that. So I kind of feel like it should be. Then you've got the next map DLC, and I presume like they're working on some features in the game. But I don't know what. Like, they've updated the physics, they did the air hose thing. There's lots of bits and pieces they put in under the hood. What else? I don't know. It'd be nice if they finally moved to DX12 or something. Like, if they're doing that, that needs doing. Like a proper DirectX refresh. I mean, I understand that's a big job, but they've still been on that for years. I kind of feel like they need to get on with it. WKIP, I'm sick of the AI undertaking me, and I indicate, they ignore me, I move over and indicate, they ignore me. Well, SCS said they'll move to DX11 this year. Well, I look forward to that. I'm fine with that, Vrom. I'm cool with that. If you indicate long enough, one will stay behind you. Let's test that theory. Exactly, Windows 7 loses support, so you've only got 8. Yeah, Microsoft is dropping support for 7 soon. Yeah, but Tommy, how often have you consulted Microsoft support about your operating system? Not once. Right, so the fact that they're dropping support doesn't bother you, because I think I've only ever contacted Microsoft support once or maybe twice, and that was because I was changing PC and my key needed to be basically moved over to my new PC, and it wouldn't let me do it, so I had to phone up Microsoft support, and that was it. Never once in my life have I phoned Microsoft support saying, I've got a problem with my Windows. Like, the only people who care about that are corporates. They care about Windows support. But most people at home really don't. Well, that's the big thing, Poyle, is like, you don't tend to get, you don't tend to get patches anymore, and the particular patches that you're looking for are security updates, and that's, you know, because at the end of the day, security is an arms race. It's always an arms race, and it always will be. You know, somebody comes out with some new virus or exploits some new problem in the operating system, and then the patch comes out to fix it, and then they exploit another one, and a patch comes out to fix it. Like, there's that eternal cycle of arms race in security, and if you stop getting those patches, stop getting those fixes, somebody will find an exploit for Windows 7 and it will never be patched out because Microsoft have dropped support for it, so now you're vulnerable. That's the real risk you're running. I don't know when it is, Tommy. Have a look on their site. Quick Google will find you the answer. Yeah, exactly, Dave. An operating system. Like, honestly, when it comes to your operating system, like you say, if you're paying $5 for it on an auction site, you know, really? What do you expect it to happen? That's true, noob. Like, people on Windows 7 got a free upgrade to 10, didn't they? They offered it a while back. A free upgrade to 10. You can't say fairer than that. But all the people who didn't do it, noob, are all the people who didn't actually buy a legitimate key. Did I get the free upgrade? No, because I was already on 10 at the time. I'd already gone from 7 to 8, and then I went from 8 to 10. So I didn't do anything with it. I'd already paid for 10 at that point. The free upgrade still works, just use your Windows 7 key with Windows 10. Are you really, Dr. D? I thought that was a time-limited thing. You have a legitimate Windows 7 that didn't upgrade to 10, Captain Flynn. You might want to rethink that soon. It only lasted a year. I thought so, Chris. But Dr. D's saying it still works. Really? Well, now that's interesting because myself and a lot of people in chat thought it was limited, and a lot of people are saying it works. You can still do it. Well, there you go. Tommy, all my games are on Windows 10, and they have been for 18 months, 2 years. 2 years, I think, I've been on Windows 10. All my gaming and recording has been on Windows 10. Microsoft said it was limited, but they didn't disable it. Was that a mistake, or was that a planned thing? Let's see where we are. Oh, we just left Ankara. Oh, I should have routed into Ankara. Dang it. Whoa, what is this hill? You actually serious? Well, if that's still on, and you're on Windows 7, strongly think about a free upgrade to 10. Varak, what makes you say that, sir? How is the power of a mobile platform going to change the fact that games are built for Windows? I don't get it. Like, honestly, I don't want a game on a mobile. I like a big screen, I like a full-size keyboard, I like some sim equipment. Like, mobile? It's not for me. Doesn't matter how powerful my phone gets. Decasper, that generally happens to me when I update my NVIDIA drivers. It messes with my audio. But yeah, if you get a major Windows 10 update, it does tend to reset your audio devices. But NVIDIA does that quite a lot as well. I mean, it took me like 10 minutes to fix. It was annoying, but it doesn't happen very often. It was only the major update that came out. You can get Windows 7 UI and Windows 10 if you want to. You can actually. You can actually skin your Windows 10 to look like a Windows 7. If you're more comfortable with that. No, NVIDIA does it, Slippery Jam. Every time I install NVIDIA drivers... Oh boy. Flippin' heck. Every time I install NVIDIA drivers, which is probably about every 2 weeks, given NVIDIA's always throwing out updates, what it does is it re-enables all the NVIDIA audio drivers. It doesn't mess with the ones I have, but it re-enables the audio driver on the card. And so I have like a couple of them suddenly reappear. Like the cap card will reappear. The 3 monitors, it'll suddenly re-enable. Like, it's just annoying. Well, yes and no, ED. Like, if you get Spybot anti-beacon, you can make Windows 10 perfectly usable. But without Spybot stuff, some of the stuff that Windows 10 does is, you know, calling home, all that stuff where it calls home. Nah, just block all that. Has SCS given up on busting? I would assume so. I don't think it's a priority. You need to select custom install and uncheck the audio driver. If the audio driver's not changed... Yeah, okay. I see your point, but if it's not changed, like, well, I'm not using it anyway. Why does it have to re-enable it? Like, I literally disable those drivers on the Windows Sound. Level 100 hype. I reckon we'll be like just shy of level 100. I reckon it'll be sarcastically almost level 100. We'll see. Will it or won't it be level 100? That's the question. Yeah, it'll be like 100 XP short. Wait for it. Oh, it went over. It went over. Level 100. I was waiting for it to go. Aha. Level 100 hype. Oh, yeah. GG. I don't know where we go from here. Like, what's the next big one? Level 1000? Divine Champion. Level 200 next up. Yeah, right. Blimey. Level 100, eh? Outstanding.